Hello all, I am Dr. Prabhas Sanjanbal. In today's class, we'll discuss some other closure properties of regular language. Okay. The next closure properties of regular language is difference operation. Difference operation. So the difference of two regular languages, is always regular. So what is the meaning? Say the difference of how the difference of two regular languages is always regular. If L1 is regular, if L2 is regular, if L1 is regular, if L2 is regular, L1 difference L2 is regular or not. L1 difference L2 is regular or not. How to know? Say if L1 difference L2 is nothing but L1 intersection L2 complement. L1 intersection L2 complement. This is the De Morgan's law. This is the De Morgan's law. Here L1 L2, since L2 is regular, its complement is regular. Since L2 is regular, its complement is regular. L1 is regular. Okay, so its intersection, since L2 is regular, its complement L2 is regular, that means regular. So this is the regular language is regular intersection a regular language. So both intersection is also regular. Okay, this is by De Morgan's law. Okay, so L1 difference L2 is nothing but it is regular. Hence regular languages are closed under difference operation. One point here, how difference operation is regular if intersection and complement, if intersection and complement, if intersection and complement both operations, are regular, then we can say that L1 difference L2 is regular. Okay, now we'll see one more closure property. Okay, the next closure property is called reversal operation. The reversal operation. What is the meaning of reversal operation? The reversal operation means if a language L is regular, its reverse is regular or not. If a language L is regular, its reverse means LR. LR means LR is reverse or not. Yes, it is regular. So the reverse of a regular language, is always regular because we can construct finite automata as follows, means using these rules. Okay, the first step of reversal finite automata, remove the dead state from the finite automata. If the finite automata contains dead state, we have to remove the dead state. The first step is called remove the dead state from the finite automata, means if the finite automata contains dead state. Okay, the next step is interchange the initial state as final state and final state as initial state. Interchange the initial state as final state and final state as initial. This is the very important step. Okay, and reverse the transition. The first step is remove the dead state from the finite automata. The second step is interchange the initial state as final state and final state as initial state and reverse the transition. In the third step, if multiple initial states are coming, make it as single initial state. Make it as single initial state by introducing new initial state by epsilon transition. Let's later we'll understand. Later we'll try to understand what is the meaning of step 3. First, try to understand what is the meaning of reversal operation. See here. How to make the okay reversal of it. The first step is the remove the dead state. If the finite automata contains a dead state, then we have to remove. Then interchange the initial state as final state and final state as initial state and reverse the transition. Let the language L equal to BAA. Let the language L equal to BAA. Now we'll construct the finite automata for language L. Okay, see here, this is Q0, this is Q1, this is Q2, this is Q3. Okay, this is B, this is B, this is A, this is A. Okay, this language, this is the finite automata, this is the finite automata. Let this is the dead state, means QD. Since it's B, this is A, this is B, A means this is B. Okay, then this contains A comma B. Okay, this is one dead state. This is the language, first language. Now we'll construct the finite automata for LR language. Reverse means since the language contains BA as string, BAA as string, so its reverse means what? The reverse of this one is equal to what? A B. This is the reverse of the language. First, what is the first step? The first step is remove the dead state from the finite automata. Means we will remove the QD state from the finite automata. Then interchange the initial state as final and final state as initial. See here, interchange the initial state as final and final state as initial state. Here initial state is Q0, here final state is Q3. Now we'll interchange, means now we'll convert Q3 as initial state and Q0 as final state. Okay, see how. Now see, this is the Q0 as final, then this is Q1, then this is Q2, then this is Q3. Interchange the initial state as final and final state as initial state and reverse the transition. Here we'll reverse this transition. Here we'll reverse this transition. Okay, now we'll reverse the all transition. So Q3 is the, here Q3 will be the initial state. All transitions are B A A. So L reverse is nothing but what? A B. So this finite automata will accept the language like A B. It will accept the language like A B. See here, what is the third step? Third step, if multiple initial states are coming, then make it as single initial state. If multiple states are coming, then make it as single initial state. Remember one thing, a finite automata may have multiple final states. Multiple final states. But only one initial state, but it has only one initial state. Okay, finite automata may have multiple final states. Suppose let a finite automata contains, suppose Q3 Q4 and Q4 both are final states. Suppose Q3 and Q4 both are final. Here the rule is what? Interchange the initial state as final state and final state as initial state. Since we'll interchange initial as final and final as initial, so there may be chances of in reversal automata, two multiple final states. Sorry, two multiple initial states. That means what? There are two multiple states. Means suppose Q here Q3 and Q4 both are final states. Both are final states, but in the reversal operation, there are two initial states. Since there are two final states, so there will be two initial states. Now we will combine. Now see here, what is the rule? If multiple initial states are coming, make it as single initial state by introducing new initial state by epsilon transition. How? See here. Let Q3 and Q4 both are initial states. Since Q3 and Q4 both are final states in finite automata, in the reversal finite automata, Q3, Q4 both are initial states. Now I'll introduce one Q initial. Qi is the initial state. We'll introduce epsilon, or we'll combine epsilon. Then we'll combine epsilon. Okay, in this way we can use the third step. Okay, so hence the regular languages are closed under reversal operation. Okay, so now we'll see some properties of reversal operation. What is the properties? See here. The properties of reversal operation. The first properties of reversal operation is E plus F reverse. E plus F reverse is equal to E reverse plus F reverse. The second property is E dot F reverse. E dot F reverse nothing is equal to F reverse dot E reverse. Then the third property is E star reverse equal to E reverse whole star. E reverse whole star. Suppose for one example, if E equal to 0 1 1 and F equal to 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 0. Suppose E F whole reverse. Suppose I want to find E F whole reverse is nothing but what? F reverse then E reverse. F reverse means what? 0 1 1 reverse E reverse. Then E reverse means F reverse. F reverse means 1 1 0 0. Then E reverse means 0 1 1 whole reverse. 1 1 0 0 reverse. 1 1 0 0 reverse means 0 0 1 1. 1 0 1 1 reverse means what? 1 1 0. So the output of EF whole reverse is nothing but what? 0 0 1 1 1 1 0. Okay, this is the properties of reversal operation. Now we'll see the next operation. The next operation is called init operation. Next operation is called init operation. Init means initial. We can also call it is initial. We can also call it as initial operation. The init operation, the init of a language. What is the meaning of init operation? The init of a language is the set of all prefixes of strings of a language. The init of a language is the set of all prefixes of strings of a language. So what is the meaning here? Suppose a language L equal to BAA. Suppose a language L equal to BAA. So its init means init of L or initial of L is nothing but what? Prefixes of strings of a language. So this language also contains only one string. So all prefixes of the string, all prefixes means what? Epsilon, B, then BA, then BAA. Okay, the set of what? All prefixes of strings of a language. This is called initial operation or init operation. Okay, the next point here, the init of a regular language, the init of a regular language is always regular. That means if L is regular, the init of a language init of L is always regular, because we can construct finite automata by making all states as final except dead state. Okay, see here how to construct the finite automata. Suppose now the language L is given BAA. Now we'll construct for L finite automata. L equal to what? BAA. Now we'll construct the finite automata for L language. Okay, this is Q0, this is Q1, this is Q2, this is Q3. Okay, this one is B, this one is A, this one is A, this is QD. This is A, this is B, this is B, this is A comma B. Okay, now we'll construct the finite automata for init L. Okay, init L is nothing but what? Epsilon B, BA, BA. How to construct the finite automata for init L? By making all states as final. Means I'll just make Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3 as final states. This is Q0 as final, Q1 as final, Q2 as final, Q3 as final. By making all states as final except dead state, because dead state is always a non-final state. Okay, so this one is B, this one is A, this one is A. So this is QT. This is A, this is B, this is B, this is A comma B. Sorry, this one is also a self loop, because if V dead state is a self loop on all inputs. Okay, this one is the init L. This one is the finite automata for init operation. This one is the finite automata for init operation. See here, init L contains epsilon, so this language also accepts epsilon. The next string is B, so this finite automata also accepts B. This finite automata also accepts BA. This finite automata means init. This finite automata accepts also BAA. Okay, so okay, now we'll discuss one more question. So hence regular languages are closed under init operation. Okay, now one more question. Language L equal to X such that X belongs to A comma B whole star, N A of X equals to N B of X. Means what? What is the meaning of this language? X belongs to A comma B whole star, so number of A's equal to number of P's. Okay, suppose AB, epsilon is a valid string. AB is a valid string because it contains only one A and only one B. BA is a valid string. Suppose double A, double B is a valid string. Suppose AB is a valid string. Suppose BA is a valid string because it contains same number of A's and same number of B's. Suppose BBA is a valid string because it contains same number of A's and same number of B's. Okay, means number of A's equal to number of B's. So see here, init of L is nothing but what? Okay, now again I am writing here. Okay, language init of L is nothing but here epsilon. What is the prefix of epsilon? Prefix of epsilon is also epsilon. We can also write the prefix of AB as A. We can also write the prefix of AB also A. We can also write the prefix of BA. We can also like B. We can also write the prefix of double B as A. We can also write. Okay. We can also write the prefix of AB as AB. We can also write the prefix of BA as BA. We can also write the prefix of BBA as BB like this. Okay. We can also write the prefixes. Okay. So it contains, so the init of language contains all combinations of A and B. So this is nothing but what? A plus B whole star. This is nothing but A plus B whole star. Okay. Now we'll discuss one more properties of regular language. The next property is called quotient operation. The next properties of regular language is called quotient operation. What is the meaning of quotient operation? The quotient operation is L1 by L2. L1 divided L2 is equal to X such that XY belongs to L1, XY belongs to L1 and Y belongs to L2. XY belongs to L1 and Y belongs to L2. So L1 divided by L2 is equal to XY divided by Y. XY divided by Y. So Y cancel, then the output is X. The output is X. So L1 divided by L2 is nothing but what? X. This is called by right cancellation law. Right cancellation law means we'll just cancel from the right part only. We just cancel from right part only. Suppose, see here, suppose some example, suppose 0, 1, 0. Suppose 0, 0. Now we'll cancel. This is the 0, 0. But we cannot cancel. 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. So the output is 5. 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. Yes, we can cancel 1, 1 and 1, 1. So the output is 0. But here, in this case, we cannot cancel the below part. We cannot cancel the below part of this question. Okay, so that's why the output is 5. So one more question. See here, one more question. 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. Yes, we can cancel all. So this one is epsilon. One more question. 0 star 0. This is nothing but what? This is nothing but we can cancel like suppose here we can get epsilon 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. See here we can also get 0 by 0, suppose 0 by 0, it is nothing but epsilon. Suppose epsilon, suppose double 0, we can cancel. So 0 0 0 0, so it is nothing but 0. Suppose we can also get triple 0, we can also get triple 0, like 0, cancel 0 0, this is nothing but double 0. We can also get from 0 star 4 zeros divided by 0, 0 cancel, then we can get triple 0 like this. So this is not, so this one is nothing but what? 0 star. So this is nothing but what? 0 star. Okay. In this way, we can take some examples of quotient operation. In this way, we can take some examples of quotient operation. So now we'll see the quotient operation is regular or not. The quotient operation is regular or not. If L1 is regular, if L1 is regular, L2 is regular, the quotient operation L1 divided by L2 is regular or not? Yes, it is regular because we can construct finite automata. How to construct the finite automata? See here. Okay. The quotient, the next one, the quotient of two regular languages, the quotient of two regular languages is always regular because we can construct finite automata as follows, as following the rules. What are the rules here? First, construct the L1 finite automata. Construct the means construct first finite automata, construct L1 finite automata means for L1. Then consider the total finite automata. Then consider the total finite automata. Now, what is the second step? The second step is starting from the first state of L1 finite automata, starting from the first state of L1 finite automata. If this state means what? If first state of finite automata, if first state of finite automata accepts any string of L2 language, then make it as final. Similarly, continue means second step. Similarly, continue in second step for all states of L1 finite automata. Okay, now see here how to construct. So L1 divided by L2 is equal to what? XY divided by y cancel, the output is X. So first step is what? The first step is construct L1 finite automata and consider the total finite automata. Construct the L1 finite automata. Okay. So for XY language, we will construct for L1 language. This is Q0, this is Q1, this is Q2. This is X, this is Y. Construct the L1 finite automata and consider the total finite automata. Means I'll just consider this total means finite automata for L1. Now I'll consider. What is the second step? The second step is starting from the first state of L1 finite automata. The first state of L1 finite automata is Q0. The first state equal to what? Q0. Starting from the first state of L1 finite automata, if this state of the finite automata, if this state, we can write also, if this state of finite automata, this state means if Q0, if this state of means finite automata accepts any string of L2 language. Here L2 language is what? Y. Here L2 language is Y. Now we'll check. Q0 Q0 accepts Y language or not. Q0 means here L2 equal to what? Y. Q0 accepts Y or not? No. Q0 does not accept what? Y. Q0 does not accept Y. So now continue. So we cannot make Q0 as final state. So we cannot make Q0 as final state. If this state of finite automata accepts any string of L2, any string of L2 means here L2 contains Y, then make it as final. Since Q0 does not accept any string, does not accept Y, any string means what? Y. So we cannot make Q0 as we cannot make Q0 as final state. Okay. Then similarly continue for all states. Then continue for all states of L1 finite automata. So next come to the second state. Here second state is Q1. Here second state is Q1. If Q1 accepts any string of L2 language, then make it as final. Now we'll check. Q1 accepts Y language or not? Yes. Q1 state accepts Y language. Q1 state accepts Y language. So now we'll make Q1 as final state. Okay. So this is Q0, then Q1 as final state. So Q2 accepts any state of means Q2 accepts any string of means this is the third state. Q2 accepts any string of L2 language or not? Here Q2 accepts Y language or not? No. Q2 does not accept Y language. So just make Q2 as non-final state. Just Q2 as non-final state. Okay. So this is X. This is make it as Y. Okay. What is the L1 divided by L2 is equal to? L1 divided by L2 is nothing but what? X. So this finite automata is for L1 divided by L2. This finite automata is for L1 divided by L2. So L1 means this finite automata accepts which language? This finite automata accepts X language. Okay. So L1 divided by L2 is nothing but what? Nothing but X. Okay. This is the end of this is the end of today's class. In the next class, we'll discuss some different types of properties, closure properties of regular language. Okay. Thanks for watching.